work where that came from. No doubt, it's home. All right, are you having a good time so far? We're gonna find you all day tonight. I'll leave my fools like heroin and get those. I'll leave my fools like heroin and get. I'll leave my fools like heroin and get those. I'll leave my fools like heroin and get.
Yeah.
In Jersey, spitting rhymes like a block. Into the Cape Clear, MCs be shell shocked. I got the stash in my dash with the stock and the who the front abuser. The stupid hooker user. The with the roll counting bank in the Land Cruiser. I get a charge from the sound of the bus. I was made to crush. I written rappers till they crush. My regiment is elite. Negative. 20 sleep. We creeped in a 5-car fleet. That's how I'm bouncing for the 9/5, son. We don't promote no masquerade, cause we was players from day one. We start trends, we make hits. Ain't that been like Rio, be on some real life shit. I'll leave my fools like heroin and you know. Ain't that been like Rio, be on some real life shit. I'll leave my fools like heroin and you know. Ain't that been like Rio, be on some real life shit. I'll leave my fools like heroin and you know. Ain't that been like Rio, be on some real life shit. I'll leave my fools like heroin and you know. Ain't that been like Rio, be on some real life shit. Tinted windows cause I'm moving with heat. I got a mean ass broad in my shotgun seat. I can up any day of the week. That nigga Larry O be making rappers retreat. You know it like I fail. Jake is on my tail. I blow up your block, I left the haze like black hell. I use the M16 to blast clowns off the planet in cold blood. My heart is made of granite. My counterpart, the K to the tap, yeah. Wicked beat, made the mass murder with his left. We got the whole game locked, so it's on hold like the pimp on the stroll. I'm busting caps in the sugar-coated rap, yo. This is a lyrical terrorist manifesto. Sipping the Remy, getting lit. I'm hit. Ignite a fat split, I'm on some real life shit. I'll leave my fools like heroin and you know. I'll leave my fools like heroin and you know. I'll leave my fools like heroin and you know. I'll leave my fools like heroin and you know. I'll be back once more for my niggas with the encore. One last verse to blow the spot, then I burst. About the scene cause I'm on some low shit. Back rolling niggas on that ghetto pro shit. Damn, I hate to settle for less. True that, I wanna live mega fat. Push your bands like a diplomat. Automatic text. Lazarus around my neck. Engineering shit with Corleone respect. The international world class dom came to rain on hip hop. I can't be stopped. I shoot the breeze with expertise. The mic is like a toaster when I rhyme my squeeze. The criminologist kicking criminology. The way I'm shaking you is like a blank robbery. So yo, get on the floor and get face down. Take these slugs to your head so I can bust your fucking crown. That's what you get for playing slick. Kick that bit like Rio, be on some real life shit. I'll leave my fools like heroin and you know. I'll leave my fools like heroin and you know. I'll leave my fools like heroin and you know. I'll leave my fools like heroin and you know. I'll leave my fools like heroin and you know.
All right, everybody. Welcome back, gangsters, for round 2. Oh, man, we had a little bit of initial, things got a little hot. So, we had to regroup. We don't mind the spirited debate going back and forth and the disagreements. We just didn't want it to get too disrespectful and get out of here. You know how we do over here on Every Star Network. So, we want to try to keep things respectful, especially when we're talking about our black women, because we love our black women over here. So We don't want to see them fighting like that. But we're back for round two. I'm waiting for the host of Gangster Talk to come up on the panel. As I told you guys before, I'm not the real host of Gangster Talk. The real host is Lucy. This is her show, so we just keeping it warm until she decides to come on up. And we got another topic we're going to discuss tonight, which is the negative effects of feminism. You know, and so yeah, yeah, Briggs. It just got a little bit out of hand. We had to simmer it down, let the ladies cool down, and come back. We don't mind the spirit of debate. We just didn't want it to get out of hand. Um, we cool with it. It is gangster talk. So we cool with the spirit of debate going back and forth. We just don't want it to get crazy. You know. Hold on. So I'm still waiting for. We got everybody back up. We got Obiana's back. We got Bella B is back. We got Dame is back, my co-host, and we just waiting on Lucy. Uh, so Lucy, I put the link in Discord. Uh, Dame, come off mute for a minute, please.
Yes.
Okay. Hold on one second. I'm waiting for.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. All right, y'all. Here come the.
Yo.
And I'm going to take a back seat. It's all yours.
Jose.
All right. So where do we leave off? Like it's so much going on, man. I had to roll a L, like you know what I'm saying,
I
like
mean, yeah.
going up. But look, man, look. I just want to say, like, most people know that I don't tolerate coonery. I don't tolerate swirling. We don't do none of that shit over here. But if you're black, your opinion matters over here. We want to hear what you have to say. You know what I'm saying? Because as black people globally, we all have a different perspective. We have a different point of view in which we have grown up in our environments. You know what I'm saying? And there are a lot of black women out here that are angry. I'm one of them. You know what I'm saying? That are completely angry at what's going on with the plight of black people. And all these black men are saying, oh, the black woman needs to do this, black woman needs to stop doing this, she should do this, she shouldn't do this and this. But like, hold on, nigga, are you checking yourself? So when we get a black woman up here that is expressing her point of view of how things should go based on what has happened in the past and the track record of our people, we have to listen to what they're saying, because not everybody gives a fuck about the history. Some people just give a fuck about what's going on right now. And what's going on right now is we are failing. We're failing as a people. We're failing, black men and black women. We're failing globally as a people. You know what I'm saying? I mean, shit, Black Panther just died, didn't it? That's a fictional character now that everybody is mourning over, that is has passed away. That's a real person. You know what I'm saying? Not the character. So it's just, we need to get deep inside of ourselves and really see reality for what it is. What are we going to do? What are we trying to do? If the black men are not stepping up and doing what they need to do, then the black women need to step up and do what you got to do for your children, for yourself. And if a black man doesn't like that you're standing up for yourself, then let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. Why is it that black women, when they stand up for themselves, they say things that black men don't like, or they say things that other black women don't like? We get upset with each other, but I mean, let's deal with the reality. Let's deal with it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they're upset that the black women are able to get the degrees, we're able to get the high paying jobs, we're able to make our own money. The whole gold digging factor is irrelevant in 2020. I mean, who's gold digging? Who needs to gold dig when you can go and create your own gold? When you can go and you can go to school, you can do these things. Even if you have a child, they got daycares and universities and high schools and all this stuff now. So it's like the West is catering to mothers or women, period. They don't even have to be mothers, just catering to the women, period. Are the men, white and black, I don't give a fuck about Brad, but when we're talking about men versus women, this whole gender stupid ass shit, are the men upset that the women get passed along, like the women get their positions, the women get accepted into certain things that the men are not able to get accepted into because we got titties and we got an ass, or we have something that the CEO might want, the president of the company might want, the HR dude might want. Are black men specifically upset, or men period upset? Because it didn't start with us being black. Like us niggas, we was just happy to have a fucking job. You know what I'm saying? The whole feminist shit started with these crackers. So are the men upset that the women are being put in a position that the black men can't get? And I think that when you hear women speak from a woman's perspective, other women get offended because you will have a black woman saying, well, you know, black men ain't shit. They ain't been doing shit all this time. They still ain't doing shit. They're not standing up. They're not doing nothing. They getting killed. They're not doing nothing to the police. They're not doing nothing about the children. But when the black women stand up, we get called masculine, or we're masculine. We're acting like niggas. We don't have enough feminine energy. But when I get up here and talk like a nigga, or I tell you I'm gonna pull my pistol out on you and shit like that, then niggas will be like, "Oh, you a dude, you know, are you trying to act like a nigga and shit?" Well, the only reason why I'm behaving this way is because, you know, black men are not in the position to protect me. They're not around me to protect me. But then niggas will say, "Okay, well, you're not choosing right. You're not choosing correctly. You're choosing the wrong dudes." Well, why does it have to be a choice? If you're talking about a whole community, if we're working together as a collective, why do I need to choose a specific man to protect me when we're supposed to be protecting our community? That's what I don't understand. We should be protecting our community as a whole. It doesn't matter if she's a hoe. It doesn't matter if she's this, because if our communities were operating the way they should operate, we wouldn't have hoes. We wouldn't have prostitutes. We wouldn't have a showers. We wouldn't have women out here doing all these crazy ass things trying to survive if the community was operating how it's supposed to fucking operate. So when we get into these discussions, when we're dealing with our issues, now we have to remember, as black people, we come from all different parts of the world, let alone different parts of the country. So if we're speaking from our own perspectives, if we're speaking from our own points of views, we have to be considerate enough to listen to what another person has to say about their point of view, what they think about what's going on around them, and what they think needs to be done. And then we have a discussion. You know, we're going to have heated discussions, but what we cannot do is go to the ad hominems. We cannot call each other names. We cannot do any of these things. It's going to get to that point. It will get to that point. You know what I'm saying? It will get to that point. And then we will see who's strong enough to withstand the test of time, because some of us have stronger personalities than others. Some might come up on this panel, have an opinion, get cussed out, or get called a name, and then they be like, you know what, fuck it. I don't want to talk no more. I can't deal with these people because, you know, this and that, whatever. But some of us have stronger opinions and stronger ways that we express ourselves than others. And I want the strong ones. I don't want the weak ones. I don't want the ones that are say, they're like, oh, I don't want to come up here because they're going to call me a name. I don't want to come up here because they're going to do this, they're going to do that. This is not what this platform is for. The Ebony Star Network is about building bridges, building the gap between Black people. Whether and I would say, we don't like swirlers, we don't like divestors, we don't like coons, we don't like none of these motherfuckers, right? But if you want to come up here and express yourself, come, but make sure you got a backbone. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you have a backbone. And that's why I invited Black Woman Sphere up on the panel, because I know Black Woman Sphere has a backbone and she's not going to back down. You know what I'm saying? She's not going to back down. So if she's in the chat, if she's listening, I invite you to come back up so we can finish this discussion. And we're not going to do the name calling. Let's have a real grown ass discussion. We can cuss, we can say what we got to say, but we're not going to get into the name calling. Y'all feel me? Hello.
Woohoo!
Oh, we here.
Hello. I gotta hit the Nigerian on y'all. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Okay. So,
Hello.
let's continue.
Okay. So, since I was the center of that controversy, okay.
Hello.
I know.
You full of shit, man.
Anyway, I just have a problem with people that do not look at shit from all angles of our dilemma. And when you point fingers, like you said, you got to look at yourself. Do them fingers point back to you? And we're never going to find any solutions that are tangible unless we do that. You can't just say, you did this to me, you didn't do this, you didn't do that, when it's us. We're in this together. We don't have nobody else but ourselves. So, and then the thing is that this person came in on the ass end of our conversation. Didn't hear nothing about us leaving the write-offs behind. None of us talking about, really building and moving. None of us getting paid. All the tangible solutions that are doable for us, that person heard none of that. And just came up here. We had already changed the narrative, to be fair, because we were supposed to be talking about propaganda, and then we just got into talking about Africa, period. And is that a tangible solution for us? So yes, we did change the narrative from the main topic of what the show was. But when you go and come into left field and the shit you talking about what did they do, what can they do, and we didn't already kind of talked on what can be do, and we didn't talked about those people that we can't trust, and we talked about those people we got to leave behind, and then you come out from left field and shit talking about you're not strong enough, you're too weak, and people are telling you, look at what happened to us. This was a fight of hundreds of years. And you just ain't hearing it. Then we're telling you something that we know. Not only me, but somebody else is telling you how they flipped us on our fucking head. Oh, we came from a matriarchal system. Oh, I don't believe that. Well, I need you to pick up a motherfucking book then. I need you to read about Queen Nzinga or somebody. Pick one.
Read about Egypt.
Pass it around. Exact Egypt, the Benin Empire, somebody. Read about somebody.
Egypt, which was
read about the women that they call the Amazons and stuff, who they got Wonder Woman on. That's based off a tribe in Africa. That's known fact. Google it, please. Google it.
But yeah, if you research like Egypt, which was a holy world empire, by the way. Egypt conquested the entire planet. You can find Egyptians everywhere. Um, they were a matriarchal society, so we were run by women in the first place. The women told us what to do. You understand? All our monuments were built for women, and you just gotta kind of research it. So with that being done, with that being said, the women is our head. So you take away the woman, then we are kind of lost. So with that being said, once you are subjected to the conditions of say like an incest farm, as I stated earlier, you are subjected to conditions that will totally shatter your psyche. If you think, and I'm not making light of this, but if you think being like touched or molested is bad, imagine the shit they had to go through with their own family members by force. You understand? Imagine the offspring of those people. Imagine what they must have thought and how they must have felt knowing that they were products of incest. Imagine the psychological trauma there it is to be chained to something. People dying next to you. People are stacked on top of you like sardines. You stacked in the bottom of this ship like some damn sardines, and people are dying next to you, on top of you, in front of you. People are urinating, shitting on themselves. You know, you're pretty much swimming in excrement. You understand? And then every now and then you see the light, and they're only coming to throw little scraps and buckets of water at you, and throw your dead mom overboard. What kind of psychological trauma you think that does? And before we even went on the ship, we were enslaved by the Arab for 2,000 years. So before the transatlantic slave trade even happened, you were already a slave. So you were just being passed from one person to another, essentially. So what kind of mindset do you think we as a people had going through 2,600 years of slavery? What do you think is the mental state of someone who went through 2,600 years of slavery? And we're subject to incest farms. We're subject to rape on both sides, men and women raped alike. In fact, men were raped more because the majority of the white men who enslaved you were homosexual. These Greco-Romans are homosexual. So they liked you more than they liked the women. That's what they don't tell you. You understand what I'm saying? And they will form teams and take turns raping a dude, one man.
Yep.
In front of everybody. Women and everybody. Children and the men.
Exactly. So your children get to see you be raped as a man. And as they're raping you, they're teaching you that things are patriarchal, right? That the man is the powerful one. The man rules and the man does this. And you're raping him. You understand? What do you think that is mentally doing to him? What do you think that is doing? Really take some time and think about that before you answer. Imagine being told that you are the God of the, you know what I mean? Everything comes from you, and you are being taught that you are literally God, and somebody is raping you at the same damn time. What the fuck do you think you think? Do you think that you're God and you're being raped? And you're being tied to shit to be beat, like, you know what I mean, for fun? These motherfuckers beat you for fun. They raped you for fun. They didn't have to be a real reason. You were property. And think about all the shit the Arabs do today. They were doing that to you. They were shitting in your mouth, pissing on you, doing all types of crazy ass shit. The same shit they doing today. And they was doing it to your children. Because Arabs and white people, they love them some children. You ever heard of the island of Lesbos? You ever heard of the 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 fact that these motherfuckers kicked all these women away from Greece, put them on an island just so that they could fuck each other. That's how gay they was. And these are the same people who came and enslaved your ass. So what do you think they were doing to you? They were kicking women out of their fucking country, putting them on an island, and the only time they came there was to fucking impregnate them, and they were raping them. They weren't even being nice about it. They just come there, rape them, have a kid, you know what I'm saying? And then here's the funny part. And if the kid was a boy, they'd take the kid back to do homosexual shit. So it was just, these are the people who enslaved you.
Well, the argument would be, bro, is that black men should have stood up. Black men should have stood up and shouldn't have tolerated that, because through that rape and through that buck breaking, that's what has made black men what they are today. And they demand our submission, they demand our respect, they demand everything out of us, including being a homemaker, not being a whore, but they want us to be a whore in the bedroom, but not be a whore in public. They want us to be a virgin. You know, I just don't want to know how you're gonna be a whore and a virgin at the same time. But anyway, they want us to do all these things and be at home, be homemakers. We're supposed to bring shit to the table. We're supposed to pay 50-50. We're supposed to do all this. But it's like, nigga, we was right there in slavery with you. What was I supposed to do to stop Massa from buck breaking you? If you couldn't stop Massa from buck breaking your booty cheeks, what do you think I was supposed to do when I got the churn? I'm trying to cover the churn. I'm trying to cover myself.
Well,
You know what I'm saying? Like, what was I supposed to do?
But listen, that's the thing. This whole thing is y'all sitting. The point is we need to stop pointing fingers at each other, because, like you just said, we were both in that shit. We were both in that shit. I'm not saying nobody had it worse than the other. That is not my argument. So I would just say this: I'm not expecting you to do shit. You understand what I'm saying? I don't fucking know. What are you supposed to do? I don't know. You understand what I'm saying?
I need to bring something to the table, bro. I need to bring something to the table. I need to pay 50-50. I need to do this. I need to do that. I need to act this way and be this way and be extra feminine, whatever.
But where did that come from? That didn't come from us. Where did that come from? That ain't come from us.
It's coming from black men in America. It's coming from black men in America.
Saying, where did that come from?
Mm-hmm.
I know where it comes from.
We didn't create that shit.
Yeah, she playing devil's advocate right now.
Yeah, you know, I need to bring 50-50.
You understand what I'm saying? I didn't cause inflation and made everything cost too fucking much. I didn't do that shit.
You ain't even bring us here.
Exactly.
You didn't bring us here. None of that shit. And then this is the thing too. Now we all know that while they was fucking us over here, they was fucking them over across the water. But
they
as Lucy said,
the fuck out of them.
They was. But as Lucy said earlier, it was a different type, because they knew that they could not do them the way they did us. They couldn't do them like that, because they couldn't get all of them, because there's too many. And then because of our spirit, we ain't gonna turn the cheek but so many times. They brought us over here and isolated us. Then people don't take that into factor. We were isolated from our home. And these people did what they wanted, when they wanted, how they wanted. And then they loosen the reins and then they pull them back in. And like I was saying earlier, they flipped us on our head. We came from mostly matriarchal systems. We talking about systems where royalty was dependent on the woman's bloodline, not the man.
Right.
Because of mitochondrial DNA. So when people come in like that and pointing their fingers, you ain't looking at all the sides. That's why I said you can't come in here on the ass end of a discussion with your one-sided view, and you ain't looking at all the sides. I wasn't saying that the person couldn't come in here and have your opinion. I was like, you just cannot come in here with this one-sided shit, especially with a whole room full of people that know better.
Exactly.
That know better. And then when we try to tell you better, we stupid, we mammies. We don't know what we
Yeah,
talking
like
about.
how
We
am I a
this, we
coon for
that.
telling you your history?
People in
Like
the
what the fuck?
people in the damn people in the chats. Well, I ain't talking about nobody in the chat, but you on somebody else's platform on their live stream. They already in deep into a discussion, so deep that we done talked about what the hell the show was about, then moved on to something else, and then you come in here all willy
Exactly.
nilly out the left field, ain't heard shit because she said when she got up here, I'm just getting here. So when we start reiterating some of the shit we done already talked about, you the odd kid out. It's not that you can't say what you want to say, but if we trying to roll back the goddamn footage of what we done already fucking talked about, and then you tell us we boo boo the fool, then what the fuck was we on? That means you calling everybody. That's why I was like, so you're talking about Max, you're talking about Obiana, you're talking about the people in the goddamn chat, you talking about everybody then. Oh, I'm not
Nah,
talking
I'm
about
literally
none of
here to
them.
fight against them. Then
Actually, you are because we was already engrossed in this. We was here. You was the late one. You came in on CP time and then try to assert yourself with your one-sided opinions. And like I said before, when people are trying to tell you and reiterate some of the shit we done already talked about, you can tell us we done, we so well know what we talking about. Huh? And then that's the
Can
thing
you hear me?
too. I won't even. Yeah, I can hear you now. I can hear you now.
Yeah,
But that's the thing.
the black man has failed us. So what is you talking about? The black man has failed us. The black man did not protect us from slavery when we left the shores of Africa. He didn't do anything about that. Actually, he
and
allowed this shit
and that and that and
fucking
that
happen.
I
Okay,
already
hold
defeated
on,
that argument too.
hold on, hold on, black man. Let me finish roasting your ass. Okay, you didn't protect me from leaving the shores of Africa. Okay, you're seeing this fake fraudulent fucking Neanderthal pale face ass monkey looking motherfucker, and they came over. You never seen this fucker before, but you thought it was a good idea that we go with this motherfucker. So we went because we following the black man's guys, and so we went, and then we ended up fucked up for the 500 years. And through that 500 years, the black man that you send, did you send the weakest motherfuckers? Did you send the weakest motherfuckers to America? Because I just don't understand how we're still having this fucking conversation, and I'm hearing black men complaining about black women complaining about black men. Now, black women have every fucking right to complain about black men. Now, do
Hmm.
we have the right to complain to the white man? No, bitch, shut the fuck up. But we have a right to complain about black men. Okay? What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing in America? What are you doing in Africa? What are you doing in South America? What are you doing in Southern Asia? All the places where there are black ass men that are darker than me. Okay? Darker than me. Because I'm on team light skin. Wasn't my fault. It's just how it went. You know, Y'all know how I got light skin. We don't need to go into that. So why is it that I can't put the blame on the black man? Why should me as the black woman, put the blame on the white man? I should be looking to the black man like, nigga, you supposed to have protected me from all this shit. So bitch, you didn't protect me. You didn't protect me from this fuckery, from this crocker. And now we both in a fucked up ass position. So if I gotta dump your ass in the fucking dust so I can make sure that the children and me and we continue to thrive, why is you in my ear complaining? Huh? You ain't shiny no more. Where you lost your shiny. See, the only shiny you got is is your melanin in the sun with shea butter and cocoa butter on it, and your peen. That's the only shine you got right now. What shine do you have right now, black man? Huh?
Okay. So
Hello,
somebody
hello,
somebody in the
hello.
somebody somebody in the comments was like, what that person was trying to say was there was no protection from the shores of Africa to our current state in this present day. So, as
It's
we
not.
said before,
It's not.
as I said before, but that's what Obiano was just talking about. We was fighting
We was fighting our
on
ass
both
off.
ends. We were fighting our ass off, and I got to get this motherfucker off me in order to get to you in the first place. And if this motherfucker, because they was on your ass more because they knew your power as a man, they on you more, and they making us watch. That was gonna put in our mind in the first place. You ain't shit.
Okay.
And
It's
then
like we
See,
all
hold.
had a matriarchal. We all had a matriarchal and a very in a collectivist mentality.
What is a
So
matriarchal? Now you want to bring that word on matriarch? You in trouble now, nigga. We about to switch back to ladies' night real quick. Matriarchal.
damn,
What the
man,
fuck
can I
you
like
talking
say it?
about?
she is playing
Matriarchal
devil.
what?
She's playing
Matriarch
devil's advocate a little
niggas,
too goddamn hard.
niggas be talking about matriarchal, matriarchal. Nigga, you left me with the baby, nigga. You left me with the baby. So you left me with the baby, and then you want to say, oh, it's a matriarchal situation. The women is taking over. The women don't know what to do with
The,
raising the children. Bitch, you left me to raise the children, motherfucker. Fuck you. So you want to call it a whole fake ass gynocracy. You want to call it a whole goddamn matriarchal shit and all this. And you want to throw these other terms. Wait,
I don't get what's
do
going on here. I really don't.
Africans even talk like that? Africans don't even talk like that. Africans don't even talk like that. Patriarchal, matriarchal. Africans don't, their mouth can't even form those syllables to say words like that, first of all. So we already know that's patriarchal shit, right? So what are you talking about?
what?
Some
I'm
matriarchal.
very confused.
Explain it.
I'm very
What
confused.
the
I
fuck
don't
is
know
a
what's
matriarchal?
going on right now,
I don't
but
either.
okay.
I'm very confused.
What's a
You
matriarchal
missing this.
system?
Look, Mac, you know what I'm talking about with that sissy bam shit. Cause these fucking SYSBM niggas always be coming over here talking about some matriarchal gynocracy, that the women is ruining the children and shit like that.
That's not
Well,
what matriarchal
nigga,
means.
who-
No.
I mean, if we don't have a balance in the household, if the man and the woman is not there, how you gonna give it a whole name and say that we fucking up the children because your ass ain't there? How dare you, black man, say that I'm fucking up the children because your motherfucking ass ain't here? Huh? Fuck
Yeah, but
you.
we already
So
went into
then
that too, so we'll go back into that. Like
when
I
I
was
say
saying, in
fuck
the
you, when I say fuck you,
1970s,
then you got a problem with shit.
like I said,
I'm
our
very lost.
current state, how we gonna get there? We gonna move on past slavery. We gonna fast forward into the
I'm in
1969,
2020.
1970.
I've been in
Look,
2020
could
the
you let
whole
me?
time.
We in 2020, and you can stay in 2020, but we gonna roll this shit back. That beautiful bean footage. Ain't that what that commercial said? But anyway, so the beginning of the 1970s or whatever, like I was telling Home Slice, they deindustrialized city centers. At the same time, they also took the trade degrees out the high schools, because at that time you can get out of high school with a trade degree and go right into industry, and you could take care of your family. They didn't want another messiah or a black leader like Martin Luther King coming up through and shit like that. They didn't want no niggas getting no good ideas. So they deindustrialized, left people jobless, struggling, and then they conveniently dropped the crack into the neighborhood. So you either became a seller or a user. Then they rolled on into the crime bill, the crime laws, showing crack babies on TV and all of that
And
other shit.
that's what I be trying to say. Up
Uh,
until that point, we always took care of our women. Always.
yeah, yeah, we had plenty. We took care of ourselves. out of necessity and because we was trying to stick together to survive. So once you drop a drug that's as devastating as crack, well, cocaine, it was cocaine first, into the neighborhood, and you got either the seller or the dealer, and then you roll in the mandatory minimum laws and all of that. The white folks putting plastering crack babies all over the front of the newspapers, so that sparked the legislation. We got to do something about them niggers and the black problem and the drugs, and they sweeping up our men's in the tens, the 20s, the 30s or more, smacking 25, 15, 20, 25, 30 life sentences on them. Of course, we was left with the kids. So while men is stewing and festering in jail, they slithered their ass into our communities, built these housing projects, offered the women welfare. And that's when we started thinking, oh, well, we might not need this Negro anyway because this white man gonna give me food stamps, what's that government cheese shit, you remember the government
Yeah.
cheese, the powdered milk, the milk, the shit, the rations or whatever,
Wick,
that
Yeah.
same shit they
wick,
was giving to the
wick.
military with a huh,
Oh,
With
wick.
the WIC, women, yeah, men, women, infants and children, that's what with the
men
Black
to
Panther
this
Party,
day ain't got no program like that. You understand what I'm
which
saying?
the Black Panther Party started that. Black Panther
Yep.
Party started that. That was one of the things they was like, we're gonna destroy these niggas, but you know what? This is a good idea that we can flip and use for ourselves and make the Negro think we just the good old white folks. So, but anyway, back to what I was saying, and then you get a generation or two in, and these men that after these 20, 30 year sentences start rolling out of jail, no training, no school, no nothing, and the women doing okay. Cause as long as I keep your ass out of my household, I can continue to get this $15 rent, the food stamps, these WIC vouchers. I'm all good. So that created some animosity right there.
And that
That
don't sound like
created some
men selling
animosity
out.
right there.
That don't sound like men selling out either.
Okay,
I
I would like
mean,
to
but
welcome
no, but wait a
RP.
minute, I'm gonna say this. That
Let
doesn't
me
sound like
welcome
men selling
RP.
out, but
Let me welcome RP to the panel. I don't know who this is. What's up, RP? Who this?
What's everybody? You lot are having a fantastic conversation. How's everything? Can I contribute to the topic of feminism and welfare you're talking about? We've got the same exact problem in the United Kingdom, like young black men killing each other, and with the issue of minority women and white women taking welfare as long as you kick the man out of the house is heavily promoted in the
Mm,
United Kingdom, just like in the United States.
mm. You said, hold on, you said white women is kicking Brad out the house? White women is kicking white men out the house in the UK?
No, no, but in UK,
Oh,
right? If you go
oh,
to
oh, please.
here, we
Oh, please talk about that. Please talk about that. Thank you. Please elaborate.
no, but it's not just black women. It's like in the United Kingdom, like single-headed households in London, Birmingham, major cities in the United Kingdom is very common. Like if you are gay or if you're a single mother, you'll be prioritized. Like here, we call it council estates, which you over there you call it Section 8 projects, like free money, free food. If you look at it in Europe, it's the same exact thing over here.
So, so do you have more black people on that type of assistance, or you have more white people on that type of assistance in UK?
In London, I live in London, for example. Minority people is mixed.
Okay, I'm
It
sorry. I
depends.
call the
It's because
UK, London, Europe. I call all that shit the same shit. Germany, all of that is the UK to me. I don't differentiate between Crocker territories. All of it is the
I
UK
get
to
what
me.
you mean. I get what you mean. I get what you mean. But the point I'm trying to make is welfare is basically designed to destroy the family unit. Like, what's the point of getting married? Because there's a
Thank
lot
you.
of white girls. Like, because the difference between the United Kingdom and Britain, like, America's a racist society. You've got racial problems. In the United Kingdom's a classist society. it doesn't matter if you're black or white or Asian, whatever. If you're of the lower class, the government doesn't give a damn about you if you're placed in the projects and that, or if you're in and out of prison. Like, it's a system designed down here.
So y'all got crackers and Negroes living in the slums together?
Yeah, you've got minority people and you've got like the whites. The white people who are of working class, underclass or working class, who live in the projects, or that live in government assistance.
What?
So is it the same over
It's
there or
it's more
no?
white people on welfare than black people, Lucy.
I mean, you got more.
Yeah,
Okay,
even
so in
here.
the U.S., you got
But that's
more
part of
white people on
propaganda.
public assistance in the United States. The reason why I'm so baffled is because, see, the blacks that's on public assistance in the U.S., we don't see the crackers that's on public assistance. They hide that shit, and they get triple, quadruple more than what we'll get. So let's say the government give me $200 in food stamps for 2 children. They're gonna give that white person like 6, 7, 800, maybe even 1,000 in food stamps for one child. You know what I'm saying? So even in the poor game, the going through the government assistance, the white people in the state still win in that. I mean, you could do
Exactly.
your research, you can see how the white people getting busted for
Mm-hmm.
uh uh um stealing millions of dollars in damn food stamps and Medicaid. But they
Mm-hmm.
always will pump us up, the black people, particularly black women, is being on a Section A, food stamps,
Right, right.
Medicaid, all this shit. But if we are only quote unquote 13% of the population, then that should
Oh,
tell
that's
you
a
there is
lie.
more white people on fucking public assistance than we are. And public assistance was designed for white people and not for
Hmm.
us. The only reason why
Exactly.
black
FDR,
people got
So
public
FDR and the New
assistance
Deal. FDR
is
and that
civil
New
rights.
Deal. After
So
the
when we got civil rights, when we got civil rights in 1968, 65 to 68, when we got civil rights, then we were allowed to take part into the food stamp system and all of that. You know what I'm saying? And then the cracker took over, like they said before. I don't know if you was listening, brother. The Black Panthers, if you don't know about them, they the ones that set up the WIC program, WIC, Women, Infants, and Children. Now that is a program that the government has taken over that black people started because the government was not giving us public assistance. We had to start our own fucking public assistance. You know what I'm
And they
saying? And
took
so
that
that's
shit.
why we don't really give a shit what black people go through in Europe. You know what I'm saying? Because, even though we know y'all went through some shit, but what you're telling me right now to what I'm hearing is that y'all all equal. Y'all feel like y'all all equal, but we're telling you in the US you're not.
Yeah,
You
you're
no,
know,
not.
no, you're right on
when
that.
when
In the
we,
United Kingdom,
like, oh, you're saying, okay, it's all these poor people in Europe and stuff like that, and the black people just as poor as the white people and stuff like that. Um,
It ain't
I
like
don't know
that
about
here,
all.
yo.
It
but
ain't like
also,
that in the US.
with racism in the United Kingdom, like, it's a bit subtle. Like, it's funny. Like, you could go to Georgia or Louisiana, they'll be upfront and they'll call you whatever in your face. In the United Kingdom, it's like similar to Canada. If you're not aware with Canada, institutional racism is hidden. Like, in the United Kingdom, you're going to come across institutional racism in the education system, the healthcare system, um, in the criminal justice system. You're going to come across
Right,
that type of racism.
right.
Same here.
But see, we get that too. So what y'all need to understand is not only do we get y'all subtle racism, like where they
We
take the
get
cracker in front
blatant
of you in
racism.
line at the bank, you in line at the bank, and they take the cracker in front of you instead of taking you, and you don't say nothing. You know what I'm saying? Because what you gonna say? They give you shitty health care. They take the cracker in front. That type of shit. Not only do we get that, but we also get all the other shit too. You know what I'm saying? Because I know that there are parts of Europe where the police don't even carry guns. So how is black people getting shot in a place where, the police ain't even allowed, the police don't even carry guns. So it's parts of Europe
Um,
that I know that black people that they don't even carry guns. and then I want you to get it either, because I've been here in Ghana and I seen a sister buying some brown sugar and some black pepper, body of black pepper, and I thought she was Black American. I straight rolled up on her. I was like, "Yo, sis, what's up?" We in Cape Coast. I'm like, "Yo, sis, what's up? Where you from? What state you from?" And she was like, "Oh, I'm Canadian." She said, "I'm Canadian." I said, "Excuse me, you're Canadian." Well, I thought you was one of us, bitch, because you was buying brown sugar and motherfucking black pepper, bitch. I thought you was one of us, but you're Canadian. So, we got that too, bro. So I just want anybody to listen to this stream, when you come across Black Americans, whether they call themselves ADOS, FBA, Black Americans, African Americans, indigenous motherfuckers, copper colored chicken legs, whatever they want to call themselves, if they was born in America and they claim the ancestors that came on them slave ships, we got a whole different attitude about everything that happens on this planet, because nobody else on this planet went through the shit that we went through. There was slavery all across this globe. Yes. And you got dumb motherfuckers that want to say, and white people were in slavery too. I don't give a shit about them. Did they get their fucking backs beat out the way we did? Now, we don't even need to talk about the atrocities. We already know. You can Google it. Okay? The only difference now from the lashes and the backs is gunshots now. So, like, what we need is to not continue to compare each other's racism. Oh, well, it's racist over here too. Oh, well, we get mistreated over here too, because then that's going to start a comparison of, well, we Massa did this to me. Well, feel more sorry for me. We don't need to go into that. What we need to go into is, okay, do we agree that the same motherfucker did this shit to us? Do you agree with that? Hello.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Agree on what? On white racism, like. Hello?
It's people in fucked up position that we are in right now globally. Do you agree that it's the pale motherfucker that did this?
You could say so. Like, colonialism is still around in Africa, all over the
Right,
world.
right.
Wait,
So
what?
colonialism. So
Oh,
Like, I'll give you an example. Did you know this? You probably know or
you
don't
don't
know this.
colonizing each other. If they're colonizing each other now, it's because some pale faced ass motherfucker is the one that gave them the idea, right? So do you agree it's the Neanderthal, the knuckle dragger, the one that's put colonization, whether it's French, British, German, whatever, right? You do agree that we all know that this is the culprit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But there's
Hello.
also another. Hello. Yeah, I agree with
Okay.
you. And also, also there's another racism, which is well known. The cosmetic industry. Like, if you come to United Kingdom or Africa in general or America, why do women of color buy skin lightening products?
I don't know. Crazy. Crazy. I don't know. You don't have people in the US bleaching. It's the Africans and other parts of the world that's bleaching. Jamaica and Africa. You don't have Black Americans bleaching.
Oh, I didn't know that.
You know what
I
I'm
didn't know
saying?
that. I thought it's common over there as
Yeah,
well.
we don't. Yeah, you don't have us bleaching. Like we still got self hate. I'm not gonna say we don't have self hate in the States, but we don't bleach. I've never seen a Black American bleaching. I've never even heard. I mean, y'all let me know in the chat on the panel. Have y'all ever heard of a Black American bleaching?
No, not really.
Dave.
Hello?
Huh? Hey,
Can y'all hear me? Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
I remember when I was a kid that that stuff they called black and white that was in that pink box, and I think it was a white tube. That was bleaching cream, but they marketed as
Keep rushing back.
spot, like you know that the blemish remover. But when I got older, I realized it was bleaching cream. So our bleaching creams, they market them as just spot removers, like to get blemishes off of your face. But if you cover
Oh
your whole
yeah.
face in it,
Blemishes
which
off.
I got an embarrassing story. I used to buy that stuff to get the little blemishes off my face, and I one day put that stuff on my whole face. Why did I do that? I looked like Michael Jackson for about a week. Now, Lucy, as you know how dark I am, don't laugh at me. I won't no more than 15 years old, but I put that stuff on my face, and I was look like Michael Jackson for a week. So it is bleacher cream or whatever. But
But
Like no
they
toner bullshit.
no, it was a cream, and it's called. I don't know if they still sell it,
It's
but it
still
was in
bad.
like
Yes,
a.
they do. Yes, they do.
It
They
was
sell it in Walgreens and
it's black and
CVS.
white. Yeah, black and white.
Yes,
That is a bleaching cream.
it's on the bottom
They
shelf.
market
It's
it
on
as
the
just
bottom
a spot. Yeah, yeah. It used to be in Family Dollar and Super 10. Y'all remember Super 10?
shelf. Oh, shit.
Y'all remember
Damn.
Super 10?
I mean, we
Super
got
10.
Family Dollar. We ain't got no Super 10, yo.
No,
No,
Super
we ain't got
10
no.
was back in the day. That was the well. Anyway, anybody on the east? Well, okay, maybe not. Maybe
Oh
I'm
yeah,
giving away my
yeah,
age.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I do kind of remember it. Yeah.
so
Yeah. But anyway, it was in there, and it won't nothing but like $1 and some change for the whole tube. And I messed around and put that stuff on my whole face one time, and I had to walk around like that for a week. But anyway, so they do give us. We do have bleaching creams and stuff here and stuff. But I want to get back to something. When we was talking about the different levels of how they treat us this way. They white people are also getting what we getting and da da da. It is. I want to read you something from something that I found a few years ago, and it's rule number 3, the confusion strategy, and it says that be sure to provide assistance to the blacks while you're destroying the blacks. Every act of
Exactly.
aggression on our part must be followed up by an
Followed
act
by
of compassion. Yes,
compassion.
acts of compassion. This will confuse the victims and will lead them to believe that there are actually different kinds of white people because
Right.
they are suckers for humanitarian acts of grace. You can keep their faith and kill them at the same time. That goes back to
Mhm.
my problem with people that point fingers.
Like
These
we're naturally a
motherfuckers,
docile people. Naturally, we're not
yeah.
warlike at all.
Right.
Now we'll bust a head when we have to, but most of our aggression over here comes from being around them. Because if you go to the continent, I
They
mean,
not.
I done seen them I done seen them try to fight and stuff, but like you know how we sit around and soon as a black person get ready to fight, everybody grab their camera and shit like that. They don't do that. I almost seen 3 fights over there. And when I say almost, soon as it looked like it was about to fight, the community intervened, grabbed motherfuckers up, separated them before the first lick could even be thrown. The closest I seen to a lick was me and Lucy was at a little bar or whatever, and these 2 girls got into it. And one girl mushed the other girl with her finger in her forehead, and before her finger could come back, the men stepped in and grabbed them up by their waist and toted them away in different directions.
Mhm.
So we've already been accounted, and I think that white people, being that they are a people of aggression. If y'all don't believe me, take it from a white man itself, because black people sometimes gotta hear from a white person to believe it. It's a book called Iceman and Harry. y'all ain't never read it, pick it up. And he will tell you, and he'll give you prehistoric evidence of the aggression of the cracker. This is
That's what I'm
how
trying
they
to tell you.
are. This is how they always been. This ain't nothing new. They've always been violent.
Right.
Bella B, my sister, what do you think of this? Like in the United Kingdom, yeah, it's become cuckified. Like if you look at, if you were to come to the United Kingdom and look at the advertisement on the television, you always see a white dude or a black woman or a black dude with a white woman, mostly
That's
of Caribbean.
miscegenation, and that's one of the
No,
nine
Caribbean.
weapons.
It's mainly because the difference is, yeah, like Africans in UK tend to marry one another, but the Caribbean population, if you look at the advertisement, is always with a white person, like a
And I'm about
couple.
and I'm about to
That's
tell you,
That's
that's a
America,
weapon.
boo.
That's
We getting the
one of
same
the
thing in
nine.
America. Boo. Hold on, let me ask this brother a question. What country are you originally from, bruh? Because you know, you ain't European. So what African country are you from? If you don't mind telling us.
From the Horn of Africa.
What? Really?
Hold on, let me get it. Hold on,
Really?
look at my little dog.
What?
Hold on. Let me hit my little dog. Hold on, my
I
little
was
dog.
born. I was born and raised in UK, but family's originally from Somalia.
Okay. There
Okay.
we
So you
go.
Okay.
That's
Somali.
all.
Yeah,
So you Somali. Someone say you
yeah.
from the whole of Africa.
No, the Horn of
Don't give us
Africa,
that
the
bullshit
region,
over here,
Oh,
bro.
horn. He
the
said
He
Horn.
the
said
horn.
horn. Oh, we thought you said hole.
Oh, the horn.
W H O
Oh,
L
He
my
started
E.
bad,
laughing at him
I
while
thought you
looking
said
at
W H O
my
L
bad.
E, and I'm like, this is
Yeah, we thought
me.
you said the whole of Africa. We thought you
Yeah,
was
that's
over here
what he was
talking some
like. Hold up,
bullshit
nigga.
talking about the whole of
Oh
Africa.
man.
Like, oh, good nigga, shut the fuck up, nigga. You ain't from no goddamn whole of Africa.
No, but let me get back to what I was
Shut
saying
up.
when
You
he
said the
asked me that
horn. Okay, I
question.
bet.
I, all right, so that is one of the nine weapons of white supremacy. And that goes back into genetics and dominance traits and all of that shit. They're dying out right now. Here, about 29 of the 50 states, they're at a negative birth rate. I don't know how the hell you get a negative birth rate. I'm guessing more dying than being born
Yeah, that's
or
exactly what it
whatever.
means.
But that's how they they're trying to seed themselves to continue to live on.
Because they was only supposed to be here for 6,000 years, and that shit is
and,
up.
and,
I
and
just want
shit and
I
shit
want to
like that.
know.
But so miscegenation, fraud, murder, I can't think of all of them off the murder.
Miseducation,
I said murder,
uh,
then
Yeah.
um,
fraud,
Fraud,
Some different.
miscegenation,
murder,
fraud,
See, y'all
murder,
gotta realize
eugenics, um,
some
war.
different happening on the East Coast of Africa than West Coast of Africa because even though they're similar, they were colonized different.
East
yeah,
Coast of Africa, they were more structured and they had like armies and shit like that. Like if you think of
And,
Ethiopia, they had
and
an army. You understand what I'm saying? You think of Egypt, they
I
had an
love their
army.
food too. I love their
Obayana,
food. That
it
whole lot.
depends on the country in Africa. Like you've got different tribes in Africa, how they
Yeah,
interacted with
man.
outsiders. If you look into the history of Africa, how they interacted with the colonialists. Like some were became too trusting. That was the
Yeah,
problem. Like if you look at
So
Angola, if it was colonized for
mhm,
500 years, Angola.
right.
yeah,
I really
yeah.
feel sorry for
So,
Angola. Nice people though.
so brother,
hmm.
were your parents born in the UK as well? Or London?
Uh,
You know I call old.
no, they weren't. They were not born.
So they were born in Africa.
They were born in Africa, but they had a
So
strong
you're the
culture when
first so you're the first generation born in the UK of your family.
no, second.
Whoa, whoa.
You say your parents were born in Africa, right?
No, I mean like oh, my parents were born in Africa. I was born here. Then I have nieces and nephews that were born here. All my brothers and sisters,
Right,
nieces and nephews
Oh,
were
okay.
born here.
right. Okay, so I get y'all called the second generation. Okay, so what I'm saying is you the firstborn of your family to be born in the West.
You could say so.
Okay. Okay. So So, have you been back to your homeland?
Yeah, it was 6 years ago. I really, really enjoyed it, and I would hopefully would like to go back in the future.
So, what do you prefer? Do you prefer to continue to live in the West, or do you want to return home and do what you need to do for your country? Because your country is not in Europe. Your country is Somalia.
Of course, like you have to understand we're all African diaspora groups. I personally, even though I lived here, born here, my family's been here for like 32 odd years in this country. They're not,
Mhm.
Britain is not my country, never been. Of course, I would like to go back to Africa, back to Somalia. We all want to go back home.
Well, I tell you, bro. I don't know how you feel. We can never express to you how we feel growing up in America, because we're a unique group out of all quote unquote Africans in the diaspora because of our history, what we've been through, because all other diasporans know their origination.
Right.
Because see, you know that you are from Somalia. You know where your tribe is. Your parents, I'm sure, taught you the culture and the language, and but even if they didn't teach you the language, you have access to that. See, me, I don't know where I come from, and the other Black Americans that are on this panel, and those that are listening to this chat, and those that will listen to the replay, we don't know where we from. We got to do fake ass DNA tests and all this shit and trying to figure out. We running in circles trying to figure out where we come from. And then we got people telling us too that we never even came from Africa, that we already was in America before the colonials came, and all of that. So like we are completely in 100% confusion on where we come from. You know what I'm saying? And we're looking for a place of refuge in the world, but it seems like no one is willing to accept us. And that's why we have so much rage and so much anger and so much aggression and so much, like oomph and fire and militancy, more than anything else, militancy with ourselves, because it's like we see something that it seems like no one else in the world that looks like us understands what we see, because out of everyone else in the world, we understand this fucking cracker the most. We know him
Right.
intimately, even to him entering us with his disgusting body and add mixture in our skin and fucking us up. So when I return to Africa, they calling me a fucking white woman because, my ancestors were raped. Okay, so it's hard for us. So when we look at everybody else that's in the diaspora, y'all know where y'all come from. Even like the Jamaicans that are in the UK, it's a lot of Jamaicans. You know what I'm saying? In London, you know what I'm saying, up there, and it's because of the British. Like the British has done a number on us. I've learned a lot of things about Nigeria today. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, damn, Nigeria is more like blacks in America than we think. You know what I'm saying? It's like the
Like
self-hate,
60 to 80% of us are Nigerians of some
man.
sort,
And I,
Nigerians or
and
Ghanaian.
thank you. And
Or Mali.
I'm
All
fat
types
enough.
of West Africans, because all that shit was
Yeah.
one place when they first got there.
Yeah.
Mhm,
It was.
mhm.
Before the
But how
Berlin
they act
Conference.
and how they pop off and how they carry on, like what I'm hearing and what's going on in Nigeria, I'm like, yo, that sound like the hood in America. That sound like the hood. Like y'all got guns, we got guns, we popping off, like, you know what I'm saying? And we don't have that energy for the oppressor. We don't have the
Yeah.
energy for, you know what I'm saying, Becky and Brad. You know what I'm saying? Karen. Now we done gave this bitch a whole different name, giving them different names, Karen and Ken and Darren
It's
and all this
still
shit.
it's still a different atmosphere because one of my friends from over there, I lost touch with him for probably about 2 weeks. And when he came back online, he was like, "Hey, Bella, I've been going. I got robbed." I said, "You got robbed?" He said, "Yeah, I wasn't too much afraid because it was a homemade gun in Nigeria." And he told me that after they robbed him, they thanked him for the shit they took from him before they walked away. How you
You see what I'm
rob
saying?
me and thank me for my shit you just ran me
You know
up
what I
off
mean?
of? Like that's a different atmosphere.
That
What
bullshit,
Negro over here
bullshit,
gonna rob the
that
motherfucker
bullshit.
and then tell them thank you for taking your shit. So it's still a different. That's when I say that right there. That story he told me was the epitome of I would still rather deal with their nigga shit than these cracker shit. This cracker shit over here.
And
I
that
could
is
take that.
just
I would be. That
and
shit would
that
probably
attests to
piss
the
me
fact
off
that we are a
more.
naturally docile people. Even when we doing the shit that you know what I mean, we still nice about it. Like, how the fuck are you nicely robbing somebody?
Mhm. Y'all took his phone, took his bike, took his books, and then thanked
Yeah,
him.
thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you for
What?
having all that stuff so I can steal from you. Please come again and we'll repeat this experience once more. And we shall thank you once again.
Exactly. That shit blew my mind. I laughed. I chuckled about that shit for like about 2 days. Every time I thought about it, like you would never hear nobody over here talking about motherfucker rob them and then thank them for their shit.
Right.
Man, let me tell you
Oh.
something, man. I ain't never had nobody pick my pockets before, but yesterday, see, I don't over here, I treat it like New York. I don't carry no money in my pockets. You know what I'm saying? And I have money in different places on me. You know what I'm saying? But not in the obvious places. So, uh, most of the time I'm walking with someone else, so I might put my money on them because they're local. You know what I'm saying? And their eyeballs is gonna be on me because I'm light bright. You know what I'm saying? I look like a white woman to them, so they're gonna be looking at me to have the money. But you run my pockets, I ain't got shit, motherfucker. You steal my bag, bitch. You gonna be practicing. You got my lipstick. I'm gonna be mad about that. You know what I'm saying? And you got some receipts in my cute little Kente wallet and some, my little car. You might got my driver's license and shit. I'm gonna be mad about that because I had to pay $20 for that one. I ain't come back to the States, so fuck. You got my driver's license, but we can get that shit online now, right? So you ain't taking nothing, bitch. But I'm sitting right next to the bitch. I done bought this bitch a beer, and I just feel some fingers squeeze in my pocket. Now I feel it squeeze in my pocket. You squeezing my pocket like I ain't supposed to feel that because I'm skinny. Because I'm skinny. Because I'm skinny. You think I don't feel you squeezing my pocket?
I mean,
Like,
she's
come
just
on, man.
testing.
You
She's
sure he
testing.
wasn't
She gotta see.
feeling you up while he's
No, she
sticking your
won't. No,
pocket?
it's a female. She won't filling me up. It was you know how you have jeans on. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? She's squeezing my pocket, checking my pocket, and I feel it. I feel you squeezing my pocket. Oh, okay, all right. You ain't getting nothing. See, now I'm in a foreign country. Y'all know what would pop off if I was in the US. But see, someone like that wouldn't happen in the US. You're not just gonna be squeezing on somebody's pocket unless you think you in the club where there's a whole lot of noise and people you think somebody drunk and all that. No, we chilling. Like, it's like a little chill, little spot, like, and you squeezing my pocket. So what am I supposed to do? I ain't trying to get deported. But like damn, so the cracker robs me my entire life, robs my whole history, everything who I am, robs my bloodline, rob me of my kinky hair, rob me of my dark skin, then rob me all that, right? But this little chick, you know, full blood African, she squeezing my pocket. I'm like, okay, I ain't gonna slap you today, but if you try it again. When I see you again, you get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, I hear you. Understand. Understand. But like I
I
said, still the nigga shit. I
yeah,
would
I
rather
do.
take the nigga shit than this
You
cracker
run in my
shit. I
pocket.
can't.
Yeah, trying to run my pockets. Okay. Yeah. Oh, how you
Well, they
feel
ain't gonna
about that,
find nothing.
RB? How you feel about that, RB? You said the racism in Europe is more subtle, but like I said, We get that subtle part, y'all get. So if you know that the racism exists, what are you doing about it in Europe?
My advice is I'm just gonna pack and leave once I make my money because it's only gonna get worse in general, especially with this corona madness.
Okay, I'm glad you noticed that. Definitely good, because I heard about the little no, you can't see your boyfriend, girlfriend, the no sex laws. You go to jail for 5 years if you go holler at your boo. Like, damn, they ain't doing that shit to niggas in the U.S. Like, damn, like Europe catching it.
You know what? Yeah, you know what's funny? In the United Kingdom, they even made a hotline about to the people to snitch on their neighbors. They even made a hotline. The government, if your neighbors are throwing parties or whatever, call us and we'll find them, investigate them.
Wow, wow. So y'all got a whole hotline for Karens. Y'all
Oh
got a
my
whole
goodness.
hotline
Y'all
for Karens.
gotta-
Wow, Karen
One eight
hotline.
hundred tell on you.
God
One eight
damn.
hundred
And see,
tell on
y'all so
you.
yeah, 1-800 tell on you, snitch on you, 1-800 snitch bitch. That's
You
what it
know what I
is.
don't
1-800.
get? Yeah, I just want to add something about Karens. Yeah, you got the white British Beckies copying the Karens from America. Yeah, you know I don't understand. Yeah, I got a funny
Mhm.
story. I was out. Yeah, I wanted to go get some chicken burger and some Pepsi from the local chicken shop. We call it the fried chicken place. I was just gone for 20, 30 minutes. I didn't bloody have my phone on me. I left it in the house. Then my sister, my nephew, and my sister were outside. Yeah, and the window was open, and there was a Karen inside her car. And she looked at my sister, and I'm just thinking, why the hell would she break into her own house if it's the family house? Then the Karen got out of her car, said that, "Do you live here?" I said, my sister told none of your business and that. Yeah, she was with my nephew, and the Karen threatened to call the police, and she told them, "Listen, I live here." And the Karen, I came back within seconds, and she didn't say anything. She went back into her car.
She was outnumbered then. She seen a black man. She probably was scared she was gonna bash her ass.
No, but I don't understand, yeah. For example, she was with my nephew. Why the hell, yeah, think about it. If you're gonna burgle a house, right, yeah, why are you gonna take a kid with you? Does that make sense? She put my because I've done it myself in
No.
the past. I've done it that myself in the past in the front door. Neighbors didn't say anything, but I don't know why it happened to my sister.
Wow. Yeah, I heard that goes on in Australia too. It's going on. It's Karens. It's Aussie Karens. You know,
But
down under, down under Karens down there. So
but
Becky is
you
They
know,
Becky.
get
No matter what
dragged
the fuck
down
she
under.
is.
Becky worldwide. Becky. Becky
Becky is
Karen.
global. That I ain't even
That's
gonna
that
say what.
entitlement. Them trying to take back their power or assert their power. Us niggas getting out of hand. You know you can't be what they say on the color purple. Can't be too proud and too free. And they trying to reel us back in. But like they're saying that was going around a couple of years ago, we are not our grandparents. We will beat you up on camera and then post
Right.
that shit to laugh at your ass.
And that's why I
Mm,
was saying,
So,
like, in the last few generations, out of the last few generations, we are probably the most bouted motherfuckers that, you know what I mean? That
And
that
that's why I
that
don't
that,
have
that
no
has been here
problems
in a
with the
while.
hood, right? And that's why I don't have no problems with the quote unquote Pookie and Ray Rays and the Shaquandas and the
nope,
Bowie shooters. And
nope.
I don't have no problem with them because I'm guarantee you them gonna be the first ones to be like, what was it?
Uh-huh.
What was it, bitch? What was it? Bitch, what was it? Shit,
hmm
what? What
Shoot.
you say?
That's right.
Some states 911 is up on that. They ain't even responding to it anymore. They just say walk away.
Wow,
But
And
hey,
that's crazy.
man,
it
hey,
don't
Okay, so
let's
That's your
look,
best
let's
bet
keep it.
before you get your ass whooped, bitch.
But let's keep it 100 though. A lot of these like Pookie and Ray Ray ain't killing nobody but each other.
yeah.
Let's you know what I
That's the
mean?
I
sad
mean, that's
part.
real, and they're doing the same thing on the continent too. They're doing the same thing
Yeah.
on the continent too. So I mean, that's just proximity. That's just proximity. What will solve
hmm
all of this quote unquote black on black crime is if niggas had the ability to provide for their families. If they had
hmm
Yeah.
jobs, their own businesses, they had food to put in their mouths. you wouldn't be thinking about killing or stealing from the next
Right.
person because you wouldn't be hungry. Niggas is doing this shit because they're hungry.
But
And
that's the
white people
thing
and
Exactly.
too.
any other race is doing the same. And this is what I don't like about this propaganda. When we talk about the propaganda, like the title, when we talk about this fucking propaganda, propaganda of feminism and all this fucking bullshit, is if
Yeah,
people
about
had their basic necessities, it would not be an issue of violence.
That's
Places that
capitalism though.
people do not worry about their necessities, what they need in order to survive, you do not have high crime in those areas. You just don't.
Dead ass.
You know,
Dead ass though.
and so you have white people killing each other in their neighborhoods. You get
Right. But they only
whoever
want to
you're
talk about us.
around, exactly, whoever you're around.
You
And
gonna kill them.
if the whole community is poor, that's who you're gonna rob. That's who you're gonna kill. So if you're in a trailer park and it's nothing but fucking KKK fucking redneck motherfuckers, who do you think that they killing? Do you think they're going into the black neighborhoods and robbing and killing and stealing? No, they're robbing each other meth houses. You know what I'm saying? They're snitching on each other. They just don't report that shit. You know what I'm saying? When you have poor Hispanics, when you have poor Asians, whatever group, see, they don't want to talk about these other
But I
countries
ain't
that
even
are
gonna lie.
fucking poor,
You
that are
do got a
fucking
lot
poor.
of these Pookie and Ray Rays who go out into like white people neighborhoods and fuck them up. Like,
And they should.
be robbing the
And they
shit out of
should,
them.
because that's wise. That would be wise though, because why would you rob another poor person? Let's talk about being
Yeah.
poor for a minute.
Exactly.
How much sense does it make to rob the next nigga that got food stamps that's just as fucked up in the game as you? How much sense do that make? Why don't you collaborate with that nigga and two, three, four other
Right. Get the
motherfuckers
motherfucker who
that make
actually
that
got some shit.
motherfucking Asian and get you a redneck because the redneck gonna be able to get you into the gated community, my nigga. Like, look, go holler at the trailer park. Like, look, let's go put something together real quick, my boy. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, you going to gate it because, we're going to clean you up. You know what I'm saying? Go take a shower. You know, don't be drunk. We probably had to sober his ass up for a couple of days. You know what I'm saying? Send a white boy in there. And then, we all split the shit. Like why we can't do that? I think that was all racism right there. If
We
all
can't
the
trust no
poor
white people.
people,
Ain't
That's
no
why.
solving. It ain't no
all
solving no
the poor
racism.
people, if
No,
all the
because
poor
because
people
soon as
get
the white
together.
boy get caught, he's spilling.
Exactly.
Well,
Singing
let
like
me
a
not say
canary.
racism. Well, let me change the word racism to maybe classism,
Mm.
classism, or the
I mean, but
financial
the
issue.
thing is, you already
If
got
you're
these
talking
white
about
people who
poor
think
people,
they in the same class and shit with us. That's why they marching with all that crazy
they
shit.
don't.
No.
Well, but
They
that's the thing, they
marching with
don't.
us
They still
because they
think they're
bored out of
better
their
than
minds.
us. A poor white person that has absolutely no teeth, strung out on meth, that lives in a trailer park, that gets $1 million in food stamps a month, still think he better than the nigga that live in an apartment on the good side of town that's living all right and good,
Oh yeah, no doubt, no doubt. But these
no,
motherfuckers still will try to assimilate with your ass, whether or not they feel better than you or not.
I was just making, a poverty point. That's all I was saying. I know it would never
Yeah,
happen, but
no, but with
poverty
white
point.
yeah,
folk
man.
on
It's
Like,
the
like,
why would you rob other poor people? The
yeah,
smart thing
that's
is
what
to rob
bamboozled
people that
me.
are poor. If you're gonna, if and I'm not, let me say this: I'm not condoning committing any type of crimes or felonies that is against the law. But I'm just saying, for
Correct.
those that those crimes, let me say it again: for those that commit those type of crimes, if that's what you're going to do, it just makes no sense to rob someone that just has less than you or has just as much as you. Like if you're trying to make a come up, like,
Right.
that's why back in the 1700s and, they robbed banks. They didn't rob the next shack next to them. They
Cause
robbed
like,
the bank,
hell yeah, yeah.
you know. So, I'm not condoning that either. I'm not saying that anyone should do anything like that. We're just talking about poverty and the psychological.
We just
I
saying
think
if you gonna do
people.
something, make it worth it. That's what we
I
saying.
know that's
Like,
right.
I
I
want
just
to
don't
give
want
Exactly.
the channel to get struck down. No, I don't want the channel to get
Yeah.
struck down that we're
Lucy.
suggesting any type of behavior. We're just talking about the psychology of people and just trying to figure out why people think the way they
why
do
people do the shit
and
they
how we
do?
can come yes, and how we can come to some type of, solutions. That's all we're saying here. We're not
Lucy, you had a
suggesting
point.
I mean, none of us are
go ahead,
criminals,
brother.
so
Go ahead, brother.
RB, go ahead.
Yeah, you had a point earlier on. You was talking about earlier on about the drug epidemic, the crack epidemic that has destroyed the black community. And you know what's funny in the United Kingdom? The minorities, the Asians, the blacks, um, the drugs used to be concentrated in the major cities, the inner cities of where the were being sold. Now, the young black and Asian men, minorities, go into rich white counties outside of London, which is known as, you Google this up, county lines, where they go to these rich or these white counties to sell the drugs now, because the white folk for let these people kill each other in these inner city areas and fight for the turf in these major cities instead of the white country areas. But now they're going to the countryside to sell in these areas. Now it's been affected because
The
most of the cocaine in the United Kingdom, and they don't talk about this, the media, is consumed by white middle class, the cocaine.
uh-huh.
Yeah.
They
Always been
always
middle
been
class.
drug addicts.
yeah,
They always been the
yeah.
biggest drug addicts. But we got to be the face of shit for propaganda purposes. But I feel like it's cosmic karma because it's fucking them up. It's devastating them. And I'm glad. Sell all of you can to them. I don't care. Do it. It's cosmic karma. Because even though, and then this is the thing you got to understand, you got to look at. Everything these people have tried to do to destroy us, we have pulled ourselves up out of it, and they flipped around on them. Everything,
Yeah.
everything, everything
Yeah.
they done tried to do to us, it done flipped around on them. They're going to those counties because white people have always been the biggest drug consumers. Point blank, period. That's why in the United States, more and more states are decriminalizing. They're not making it legal because they still got to hem a Negro up here and there on it. But they're decriminalizing weed possession. You can have up to what, an ounce in like DC. You can
Yeah.
walk around with this shit in your pocket, and all it is like a $25 ticket or whatever like that. You can have like two weed plants at home
Mhm.
and stuff like that because they have always been the biggest drug. And look up area. What is it? Studio 54. When you get a chance, we
Like, bro,
talking
people
about
gotta realize what we is,
orgies.
man.
They snoring coke off of motherfuckers' titties. They dancing their ass off. Every celebrity that was popping back then,
Do you
all of
think
that
that's a
shit.
result of feminism? Do you think that's a result of feminism?
Hmm. Hmm. I never looked at it like that, so I will have to think about that one for a minute.
No,
I,
no, no. Even before feminism, the Beckys were getting high off of stuff. They was getting high off of opium, whatever you name it.
These
Before
niggas was
feminism,
getting high
after
while we was
feminism,
working in the fields. These niggas was getting high the
yeah,
whole time.
yeah. Half the time, those fainting couches was because they were too drunk and high to stay upright.
Mhm. Yeah. If it won't opium, it was cocaine, it was LSD, it was PCP. Sigmund Freud used to, which was one, LSD or PCP, when he did those studies that he was doing on and all of those uh Freudian theories, that motherfucker was high as gas. And he said in his journals, he was high as hell. I want to say it was LSD, to the point that a couple of his colleagues had to intervene, like, yo, bruh, don't you think that's enough? Like,
These niggas
he
like
was high on his
bugging.
fucking mind. Coca Cola is named Coca Cola because it used to have Coke in it.
Cocaine.
Yep.
True.
Like
Yep.
these motherfuckers been getting
But they want
high
to ban weed. Though.
No, white
They
for
want
people.
to ban
I think
centuries.
Sigmund Freud was
Yeah.
on that PCP and that meth. That's white
PCP,
people.
Freud was on one of
LSD,
them. It was LSD or PCP. It was one of them, and he was on that shit and all
and
that
LSD
partying.
expands your mind.
But he was a psychologist, so that kind of makes sense.
Maybe.
So he could
but all
experiment on
those
other people,
psychologists,
experiment on himself.
Yes, he was experimenting on
all them
himself.
psychologists was using LSD. If you look at the this, there's so many books out there on how modern medicine came about, and you read the journals. See, people read the books, right? Like people read their medical apartheid. You can read that. You read that part of it, right? But you need to read the medical journals that those physicians kept their thoughts and their notes that they were
Uh
making.
huh.
Like Bella said, it was high out of their damn mind.
I'm
And they
mad.
wrote
They.
in there that they took LSD, they took acid, they did this, because they were trying to push their minds to the limit to figure out how does this melanated being operate the way it does. They got to be high to try to figure out us, and they still can't do it. Cause see, the beautiful thing
Hell,
is,
I'll be high as
gotta
hell when
Let
remember
me
I'm
correct
drunk.
that
myself. Right. Let me correct myself right quick. It won't LSD or PCP. Somebody in the chat said it was cocaine. I just know the motherfucker was how his man. He wrote it in his journals,
It's like
and
cocaine and
one of
meth.
his colleagues had to intervene
Hitler,
because he was probably storing lines off the binding of the book and shit. We don't
no, this
know.
nigga Hitler did like 76 drugs.
The fuck? Serious.
76 different drugs.
they
You know
was
what's
all
you,
high,
you
and all the
you know
presidents
what's
was high too. They probably was all high too, during their presidency, before,
Well,
during, and after.
what you
even more
think that
degenerate?
stuff was made out of back then
Right.
in them olden days?
Hmm.
You know what's more
Man, look,
degenerate? You know what's more
hey,
degenerate? Like my local corner shop. You know that stuff people sniff? I don't know, that liquid stuff they sniff down their bloody nose. They can make you go
liquid,
high.
But
That's a whole
cocaine?
bunch
What's the
liquid
of
liquid
shit.
No, no,
stuff?
no. It's
Oh, baby,
basically a
wait,
liquid.
wait, wait, wait. They sniffing
No, there's a
liquid shit.
liquid. There's
That's
a
some new shit now. I don't know nothing
no, no. It's
about nobody
basically
sniffing
it's
liquids.
no. It's basically it's a liquid thing, and you stick it in your thing, and they sell in the corner shops and the convenience stores. Basically, I could send you the link. Is mainly used by gay people that sniff that shit for sex. That's what they sell in the corner shops.
Oh, they call them quaaludes back in the 70s. Use them on quaaludes,
Yeah,
where
yeah,
some
yeah.
shit you pop and they
Yeah,
nose
Yeah,
off
poppers.
of it and
Yeah,
they
I know
stick it in
poppers.
their
Yeah,
exactly what the
butt.
fuck
poppers.
y'all are
Poppers.
talking
Yeah,
about.
poppers.
They
Poppers. That's
pop
what it's called. Poppers.
poppers. Oh, yeah. Yeah, they was doing that
but
back in
that's
the 70s. That's why Bill Cosby in jail right now. That's why Bill Cosby said,
mhm.
They sniffed it because you can get high faster that way,
because
something like
those
that.
drugs, these stupid bitches from 30 years ago. Yeah, yeah, wow, yeah, man.
Yeah, that
Look,
that
the West is a
uh,
dangerous place. These crackers got some drugs for your way. You hear me? They got some shit they can pop up under your nose. What you gonna do if you smiling in a cracker face? They bought you a drink. They just pop some shit under your nose, and you just fall out in their lap. Now your ass is in an average pub. You had no goddamn business being in no goddamn average pub. You think the other crackers is gonna call the police and say, "Hey, Brad is walking out with Tarkeisha, and we already see what he did. You think you gonna get some help? You think you get some help? He didn't pop some Quaalude shit in your nose, and he gonna put the rest of your ass when you get in the damn car. I'm sorry to laugh. I'm sorry to laugh, man. I'm sorry.
It's,
You
I'm
punch
laughing at the
drunk.
stupidity of people, man. Oh God, man! Like fucking with these
Uh,
people is dangerous, yo. It's
yeah,
dangerous.
and shooks they react to anything that looks like it could be. Had a cousin knock himself out. He thought um there's this like Ajax. My uncle had it in a Ziploc bag in his drawer to clean his tennis shoes. Drug addicted cousin come in looking, he see a Ziploc bag where he thinks is cocaine, sniffs it and knock himself out. Hit the floor. When I was working at my job, we found something we thought was one of the little pill size pill Ziploc bags, a baggie of cocaine. Turn out it was fake cocaine. Somebody was selling it. It was actually grinded up aspirin. He said it ain't gonna get him high. It'll cure a headache, but they won't get high off of it.
Well, he was Usain Bolt.
Yo, who's heard of Big Lurch?
Well, actually, I think the Chinese invented most of the drugs. The
Who
opiate.
invented PCP?
Oh, we're
They
talking.
damn
Oh,
sure
we're talking
brought
about the
that
newer
shit.
drugs.
Oh, the new ones. Yeah. Most of
Oh
them
yeah,
from
well
China.
yeah, those are white people then.
They definitely brought that fentanyl. That fentanyl definitely came from China.
Mm-hmm.
How
I ain't gonna
come?
say what I'm about to say. They trying
And
to
that's
get
messing up white people left and right.
oh child, God
Oh,
bless.
you know what? You know what? That's what made them change
Ooh.
those laws for real. The
Yeah.
white people addicted to the fentanyl.
Yep. Yep.
That's what
That
they did.
fentanyl was fucking ass up.
Divine karma. Divine karma. And if
That
anybody
fentanyl,
ever looked up fentanyl
fucking
and seen the doses that you need to kill an adult, they got a speck of it on a penny. When I say it's a
hold
speck,
on, wait. Hold
it's a
on, wait a
speck of
minute,
it.
y'all. Wait a minute, y'all. Hold on. So fentanyl came from China, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we see how that's having an effect on quote unquote Americans, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, y'all know what I'm saying. Americans, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now, no. Where did COVID come from?
Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit.
Oh my goodness.
Hey, I'm Team China right now, cause even though they fucking up Africa right now, I'm kind of, I'm like, 2% Team China right there.
2% though. 2%. This motherfucker 2%. Team China. I am not with you tonight. We are not gonna do this tonight. 2% Team China.
Where do you think all the plastic food come from too? The fake rice.
Mm-hmm.
Fake rice, fake lettuce,
food.
fake watermelon. Y'all seen the watermelons that explode from China?
No. I seen the ones
Y'all
of
go on
GMO
YouTube.
ones that fizzle in the inside when you open them up.
And you can peel them like an orange. How you peel a watermelon like an orange?
That bitch was plaster.
Wait.
Plaster of Paris. Or some.
Yo,
some
did
type
you know in
of
China
plaster.
they use gutter oil to make their food? Gutter oil. They recycle gutter oil.
Yeah, I'd heard about that. Yeah, they scoop that shit up
Gutter
off the
oil.
gutter. Yeah, they scoop it out the gutter and filter it, and they fry shit in it. Don't eat shit from China. Don't eat no street food from China, because you're gonna be eating gutter. That shit gonna be marinated and deep fried in gutter oil. Yeah, I did RB. I have heard of that before. Yeah, they scoop the oil out the gutter and shit.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I knew that. Yeah.
They get the nerve to talk about Africa. And they get the nerve to talk about Africa.
You know what it is?
You don't know that
fried
shit
rice
motor
is made with
oil.
day-old rice. Traditionally made with day-old rice.
Yeah,
Fried rice is traditionally
You
made with
eat
yeah,
you
I
eat
A-OK.
know.
more rice. You eat
Yeah, I
more
know.
rice than anybody else in the world, and you making fake rice, bitch. How fucked up is you? You gotta make fake rice.
Cause they eat so much of it. Cause they eat so much of it, I guess. I don't know.
Cause,
But no, that
cause,
gutter oil shit
cause
threw
you,
me for a
'cause you can't
motherfucking
grow
loop.
your own rice. You can't grow your own rice, so you gotta make plastic rice, and you mad, so you want to make everybody else eat your fucked up rice.
Yeah,
True.
but that's what they
Yo,
keep the
They
real
should just
shit for themselves, and then they probably export the fake shit so they can still
yeah.
make that money like
Yeah.
they
you know
export
what
rice.
Well,
fucked
all
up?
you gotta do is make a deal with Louisiana, and they will sell you all the extra rice we got up in here, and it ain't gonna be no plastic. Whew.
Oh, it's so hilarious.
Now
It's so hilarious
it
how
might
people like
have a
to
little
talk shit
it
about
might
other
have a
fucking
little
countries.
arsenic in it, but it ain't gonna kill you.
Did you say arsenic? Lord have mercy. Fucking up people's
Ar-
neurological systems and shit.
Oh,
She said
that's been
arsenic. Lord have mercy.
oh, that's because of years, all them years of them using that what's that pesticide, DTP or something like that.
I know what you're talking about.
Mhm. So it's like in the soil.
Mm. Well,
Like
yeah.
how your country fucked up. Can't nobody country talk about nobody else country. Right now, especially right now, 2020, can't nobody country shit on nobody. The only country that can shit on other people's countries is South America and Africa. Them the only countries that can countries within those continents that can shit on the rest of the world because they got the lowest rates, of the C word. I don't keep saying that bullshit. You know what I'm
But I think
saying?
South America
They
is
man, they ain't got
maybe
no problem,
Africa.
and they got all the food, all the food, all the food come from there. The rest, look, anything north of the fucking equator, you if they're in the continent of Africa, that's the only continent that's on both hemispheres right there, right? Right? So anybody else north of that shit, you was fucked as far as food. You was fucked. Okay? Cause when that snow fall, when the shit get cold, your ass is eating each other. And you need to be pumping food out of places that's hot all the time. Now ain't nobody starving south of the equator. Anybody that's been to South America or Africa knows ain't nobody starving for real. It's too much plantain and
Mm.
mangoes and goats and chickens and shit running around for a nigga to be starving. Let me tell you
Food
that.
on the side. Let's be real.
I
Food on the
will.
side of the road.
Girl, it's a plant. I
You know
seen
how
a
we
plant on my way
drive.
back from out here. Girl, up to most Scotch bonnet growing on the side of the road, girl. Scotch
Yeah, that's
bonnets.
what I was about to say. You know how people. I'm just talking about people on the piano chair. You know how you be on the highway and those bushes that the trees and stuff be on the side of the highway and stuff. You can't really see
Yeah,
past them and stuff.
95,
Just
85.
yeah,
Yeah.
85, 95, whatever, three, four,
Wherever
four
they live
sixty,
in.
wherever you at.
Mm.
And y'all know how they had the trees. Just imagine them mango and plantain trees. And if you wanted to, you could just go on over to the shoulder and pick that shit off the tree, off the highway. We can't do that here. You ain't gonna pick shit. Ain't none of them evergreen trees and shit. Ain't they ain't nothing unless you gonna eat a goddamn pine cone. Uh, you ain't gonna get no real food out of those. But in Africa, especially in Ghana, from what I see, you could be on the highway and food is growing on the side of the highway, untamed and wild.
Yeah, even mangoes.
Yeah, that's why I say mangoes and plantains and shit. And depending on the area, you might see a coconut tree, but I ain't climbing that tall, motherfucker. But yeah, you understand what I'm saying? There is no shortage of food and shit. So the only way people are starving is because of capitalism. For real, there's no shortage of food here in America either. But because of capitalism, uh, it's a shortage. People go hungry. People can't
How
afford it.
are
Yeah,
ARB? Is it like that in Somalia too, where certain foods are like growing wild?
yeah. Like for example, I mentioned like mangoes. Like in Somalia, you're gonna have mangoes on people's trees, on trees, on houses, and that, and they grow naturally. The mangoes. Then in the south, you're gonna have sugar, bananas, cotton, seeds, semsem seeds, and a lot of stuff that grows. It's very fertile in the south.
Man, you
So
won't
what's
see
the
that in
climate?
America.
Oh no, he said he ain't been in a while. Never mind. I was about to ask him what's the climate in Somalia right now.
Well, the climate, hot country is a hot country, and you got like
No,
it's a
no,
big
no, not
country.
like climate, weather climate, like social, political, economic, those type of climates.
Well, the climate, the country is recovering from the war, and I visited there 6 years ago, and the country's rebuilding, but it's facing a lot of problems. Like the country is basically rich in oil, and Somalia is basically not a poor country. But as you look at the intervention with America in Somalia, and this madness with because basically we've got an Islamist problem like in the south, then we've got a tribal problem in the north, even though we are the same ethnic group, just like what you see in Syria, but the country's rebuilding fast. But I would still prefer to live in Somalia since the culture and the way of life is much better than in Europe, and there's more
See,
opportunities there. But
see, all of that.
don't believe what you hear on the news. Do not believe what you hear about Uganda or Congo or any of these countries, because if you were to go to Mogadishu, because if you look at American media, they'll show you pictures of the 90s. Like I was watching this on YouTube, this woman in Mogadishu, yeah, on her laptop, yeah, she Googled up here because you got like different sections of Google. You got like the Arabic Google, you got the Chinese Google, you've got the different languages of Google. She typed up the Somali Google, Mogadishu. It showed like modern buildings, the city, and that completely different. But if you type out the English American Google, it's gonna tell you something different, old images. Like just like Africa, they're gonna show you old images if you type up certain places in Africa. A false perception.
Hmm. Hello.
That's true. That's true.
Uh-huh.
That's true.
Yeah.
Because there are
Mhm.
certain websites that I don't have access to unless I change my VPN.
Yeah.
And
That's
when
what
I
I was
change
telling
my
you.
VPN, then I'll see, what I can see from America. But if I'm just connected to the network here in Ghana, I'm seeing something totally different. And when I try to Google
Uh-huh.
certain things, like when someone sends me information on something that's happening in America or something that's happening in Europe, I try to Google it and I can't find anything on it. But I have to change my VPN to another place in the
Mhm.
world, somewhere in the
Mhm.
West, and then I can see the articles and things like that. So, that's a
Mhm.
good point, brother. I'm glad you brought that up because, see, now I'm ready to do some real research and use some of these other little points they got on
Uh-huh.
here on this end. Let me make myself look like I'm in Australia or Israel or something. I don't need
Mhm.
to, I ain't gotta understand what they saying because I know I ain't gonna be able to read the languages, but let me look at the pictures, let me see the video. Because something happened recently. What was the most recent thing? Somebody else just got
That
shot.
Blake boy, they shot in the back 7 times. He lived,
Right,
but he's paralyzed from
right.
the waist down.
Right. So when I saw that notification come up on my Yahoo News, because I still have my American phone with my American SIM. So when I'm on the Wi-Fi here, still get the notifications, but when I click on the article, it'll give me the article, but it'll say the video is banned in my region. You know what I'm saying? It won't let me see the pictures. It won't let me see the see the video, but I'll get the article. You know what I'm saying? So I have
Um,
to restart the phone and change my VPN, and then I can see the videos and the article. Yeah,
so you,
they blocking
yeah.
all that. Yeah.
Did you have problems there? Because this happened to me in 2014 when I was in Somalia because I got a Yahoo account and a Gmail account. Like, did you have problems logging into your Yahoo or Gmail account? Because I tried to log into my Yahoo, it won't let me because it said to me, if you want to log into your Yahoo, because they didn't believe, yeah, because Yahoo's fucked up here. Basically, I wanted to go into my Yahoo account, but they say you have to send your UK telephone number. Because how the fuck, yeah, can, because I'm in Somalia and UK telephone number's not going to work in Somalia. You have to send a text message to your phone in UK to log in. They'll send you a passcode to log into your what do you call it, account. Because if you're in Africa or certain countries, you can't access your Yahoo or Gmail because of security reasons.
Hello.
Hello. I think he.
Hello.
Well, somebody fell off. Looks like
Mhm.
Lucy and Obiana fell off, but it's not because of that. Because our earlier, because this is our second podcast,
Mm.
our live stream. Earlier, I was talking about how when I was over there, and it was someone over here got killed not too long before that, and I tried to research them and nothing would come up because I had heard from people that Africans that I already knew before I got there about, I would send them stuff and they'll be like, oh, I can't see it. It won't let it come up, stuff like that. So when I got there, I tested it for myself and I could not get it up. But the most curious thing that would not come up, and I don't know, maybe it's some type of copyright law, but I was trying to pull up Sesame Street. I was trying to pull up something neutral, and I could not pull up nothing from YouTube, Google, nothing about Sesame Street. I'm talking about the children's show that a lot of us used to watch
Oh
that
yeah,
taught a
Sesame
lot of us
Street.
how to, yeah, taught a lot of us how to read and stuff. I could not pull that up in Ghana. No matter what I put in, if I Google the character names, none of that would come up. And I was like, that's curious. Like,
It doesn't stop
but
there.
this,
Like, did you have problems as well, taking money out? Because I tried,
I
I was
didn't,
had my,
I actually didn't. I think because I got a credit union that's backed by the government here, because the credit unions are backed by the federal, well, most of the banks is FDIC or whatever, they're backed by the federal. But I have an actual federal credit union that they usually primarily give to the armed forces and shit. So I think maybe that was why I had no problem using my card. Every time I went to ATM, it worked like clockwork.
no, because I
But
was pissed because I wanted to take out money right. Yeah, really, really pissed me off here because I took money in Ethiopia because I was in Ethiopia and I took, like, when I checked my bank statement, it said you took $2 out, but I took like 10 Ethiopian something money out. But when I was in Somalia, because I was on this street, I can't remember the street, but a bank was under construction and there was another bank across the road. And I said, let me just go into this ATM machine right here and take out, let's say, $20 or whatever, yeah, or whatever the currency is, shillings. But it wouldn't let me. I said, then the dude that was sitting down, the security guard, he said that the machine, yeah, and this is the fucked up thing. So the machine accepts MasterCard, but it doesn't accept Visa. Have you ever heard of that? The machine accepts MasterCard, but doesn't accept Visa. Now they probably now do, but 6 years ago, that ATM machine only accepted MasterCard because that was the only ATM on that street.
I heard of it not taking American Express, but Mastercard, Visa,
Mm.
I don't know.
Yeah, there are a
It's
lot of things
probably. Hmm.
we can discuss about, yeah, that, because it's a lot of differences of what we go through being overseas that we just don't understand. Like American Express don't work overseas like that. You know what I'm saying? And even in Ghana, like there's only certain ATMs you can go to if you got a Visa, because they're like more Mastercard here than Visa.
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
Yeah, they would choose a card that got the word master in it.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, I know what you mean. You know what?
Or
Yeah, it's
Visa.
7 o'clock
You
here
got a
in
master,
London.
you
Yeah.
gotta
Yeah,
have a Visa.
yeah.
Mm.
No, when I was in South Africa, the ATM ate my card
Oh my
because
God,
they thought
Oh,
that's
it
so
was
90s.
fraud. Like because they said because I called the number on the ATM and they was like because of the area I was in they wasn't sure if it was fraud, so I had to scramble and get to the bank that owned the ATM early that next morning, prove I was who I was, describe the card to them because every day, I forgot around the time they dump out all the cards that the ATM they ate and throw and shred them. So,
mm.
and my card, the same card that I use in Ghana, and I called them before I left and told them where I was going. And when I was in South Africa, that jank ate my card. Yep,
Mm.
sucked that sucker in and didn't give it back.
Mm.
And I got to start traveling with a little cash because I'm the type of person I don't travel with cash. I have my
Yeah.
card. I don't get no
Mm.
money into where I'm going because I don't want to be carrying no money. Nobody run my bags. They got my money or none of that. But yeah, the sucker. If I wouldn't have got that car back, I would have been straight out back. Like
FUCKED. That's what you would have been. You
yes,
got a cash out. You would have still been F. Yeah,
yeah,
you would have been
cause
hoping on the damn Western Union. That's what you would have needed
yeah,
somebody to go to the Western Union for you.
yeah, yeah.
Mm.
I would have been. Yep,
Maybe
that
we
song
need to
ate my
continue this
card.
conversation and talk about, like, the things what it is traveling, like travel life overseas. And Brother RB, I hope that you will join us again.
I will definitely.
Uh,
7 o'clock. I gotta go get some breakfast now, right? Yeah, I don't know what's the
yeah,
time over there for you lot.
it's
What state
definitely a
you lot
pleasure.
from?
Um, it's 1:14 a.m. Central Time, so
Yeah,
it's 2 o'clock on the East
It's,
Coast.
yeah, for me.
Let me see. It's
it's
midnight.
6:14 a.m. for me.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's like about midnight. Midnight in the mountain, and in the West Coast, it is 11 o'clock.
Damn, your
Mm.
time zone's different.
Yeah, I'm
yeah,
about to see the
yeah.
sun. 'Cause I'm on the continent. I'm in Ghana, so I'm about to see the sun. What? Yeah, the
Oh,
sun
you're in Ghana.
already up.
Mm,
Mm?
Oh, you're in
lucky
Ghana.
Oh
ass.
yeah. Oh yeah.
But
Dealing with the
You know
but
what?
Negro.
I
anyway,
better
so
go
we go.
get some breakfast.
Oh, go
Get
ahead.
some breakfast now, right? I really got to get some breakfast now. It was a pleasure speaking to you, Dame Frankie, Bella the Bee, Lucy, and I've learnt some great stuff here. It was a good thing I popped into this channel and that I left my email if anyone wants to contact me. And I hope there's going to be another stream.
Oh, definitely. And it was a pleasure
Mm,
having you on, bro. We would love to have you back.
Definitely. Take care, all of you lot.
You too.
okay,
Okay.
thank you. Peace and love.
Mm-hmm.
All right, ladies. It's been fun.
This has been a
So we
great
wrap it.
stream. To everybody that tuned in for part two. I was hoping that Black Woman Spirit would have came back and we could have finished our conversation. But hopefully she would join us again on another stream. Because we're all about bridging the gap between Black people, whether we agree or not. We just need to. I feel like it's worth having a conversation and seeing where people come. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate
Mhm.
everybody tuning in. I appreciate Dane, Bella, everybody
Hey.
in, and
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Let's head out. And then
All
out with a
right,
song.
ladies.
heroin in your nose. I'll leave them froze like heroin in your I'll leave them froze like heroin in your nose. I'll leave them froze like heroin in your underestimate the real life. The gun swinging back, a sick type of fuck. I let blood stay in every spot that I rock. I'm representing Jersey, spitting rhymes like a clock. Into the Cape here where MCs be shell shocked. I got the stash in my dash with the stock and the ooh-wah. Who the food abuser? Who the stupid hooker user? The pen with the blow count and back in the Land Cruiser. I get a charge from the sound of the bus. I was made to crush. I'm wetting rappers till they rust. Plus, my Benjamin is elite, mega deep. 12 sleep, we creep in a 5-car fleet. That's how I'm bouncing for the 9/5, son. We don't promote no masquerade, cause we was players from day one. We start trends, we make hits. K-Def and Larry O be on some real live shit. I'll leave them froze like heroin in your nose. K-Def and Larry O be on some real live shit. I'll leave them froze like heroin in your nose. K-Def and Larry O be on some real live shit. I'll leave them froze like heroin in your nose. K-Def and Larry O be on some real live shit. I'll leave them froze like heroin in your nose. K-Def and Larry O be on some real live shit. Smoke tinted windows cause I'm moving with heat. I got a mean ass broad in my shotgun seat. You can get up any day of the week. That nigga Larry O be making rappers retreat. You know it like I fail. Jake is on my tail. I blew up your block, I left the haze like black hell. I use an M16 to blast clowns off the planet in cold blood. My heart is made of granite. My counterpart, the K to the death. Yeah, wicked beat, last murderer with his left. We got the whole game locked, sold. Bricks on home like the pimp on the stroll. I'm busting caps to the sugar-coated rap, yo. This is a lyrical terrorist manifesto. Sipping the Remy, getting lit. I'm hit. Ignite a fat spliff, I'm on some real live shit. I'll leave them froze like heroin in your nose. I'll leave them froze like heroin in your nose. I'll leave them froze like heroin in your nose. I'll leave them froze like heroin in your nose. I'll be back once more for my niggas with the encore. One last verse to blow the spot, then I burst. About the scene, cause I'm on some low shit. Rolling niggas on that ghetto pro shit. Damn, I hate to settle for less. True that, I wanna live mega fat. Push a Benz like a diplomat. Automatic text. Lazarus around my neck. Engineering shit with Corleone respect. The international world-class dog came to reign on hip-hop. I can't be stopped. I shoot the breeze with expertise. The mic is like a toaster when I rhyme my squeeze. The criminologist kicking criminology. The way I'm shaking you is like a bank robbery. So yo, get on the floor and get face down.